Very warm welcome to each one of you present here at LaExcellence Bangalore. Today is a day of immense inspiration, a day to learn from those who have walked this challenging path before you and emerged victorious. We are proud to host some of the brightest minds who have cracked the India's toughest civil service examination 2024. Each of them brings a unique perspective, a different strategy, and invaluable insights that can illuminate your own path. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our esteemed panel of toppers. First joining us today is Mr. Rahul sir, who has secured All India rank 462. Welcome sir. Next we have with us Mr. Sai Vinod sir, who has secured All India rank 577. Welcome sir. Our third guest for today is Mr. Dayanand Sagar sir, who has secured All India rank 615. Welcome sir. And finally, we are delighted to welcome Mr. Sai Bhargav sir, who has secured All India rank 798. Welcome sir.
Good morning. So I am Rahul Erenteli and I have been fortunate to secure All India rank 462 this year, and this was my 6th attempt. So previously I have given 3 mains, so I was not able to clear, and this was my 4th mains and first interview. And so my biggest takeaway from this quite a long journey is secure your mains preparation. So for those people who have not cleared prelims in their first or second attempt, don't feel bad, just prepare your mains base, and once you get the opportunity, make sure that you clear the exam. So and also I've been able to clear prelims 4 times. So I would like to answer your queries. If you have any specific queries with respect to prelims, I will answer them. And my optional was anthropology, so questions related to anthropology are also welcome. So for now, I'll just say that just focus on the things that you want to improve on. So people say, how did I persist over these long years? So sir has also asked me to talk on this. So what I used to do was, whenever I was not able to clear a particular stage, let's say mains, so I used to write down what I am doing about the preparation, and also see where I can improve and reflect upon the mistakes that I may have committed or the weak areas that I need to work on. So based on that, I used to find motivation and work on those areas and hope that I will be able to clear it into the next attempt. So for those people who are stuck in their second or third attempt, please do a self-reflection on your whole preparation, and you will come up with something to work on, and please do work on. So don't say I will do it in the next attempt or maybe next attempt. So you keep on doing those mistakes again and again, and you will get stuck in that preparation cycle. So my only advice is to just find your loopholes and work on them, and you will be able to sail through. So I wish everyone all the best, and I will end my talk here.
Thank you, Rahul sir. Now I request Sai Bhargav sir to address the gathering.
Okay, my full name is Senagarpu Sai Bhargav, and this year I secured a 798 rank, and this was my 4th attempt, and my optional is political science and international relations. So before getting into the specifics, I want to tell my brief background. So I come from a place called Ongole in Andhra Pradesh, and I completed my education from Visakhapatnam, and I did my civil engineering in IIT Madras and graduated in 2020. So post graduation, I haven't went into placements, and I haven't worked also. So my aim was to crack this exam. So I want to tell 3 things to you all briefly. Before starting this preparation, you should imbibe these 3 values in you. Firstly, purpose. Why do you want to start this exam? Or why do you want to get into this service? This must be very clear to you. For me, it was my mother's happiness. I want to see my mother smile. I don't have my father. I lost my father during COVID. So even though I don't have proper financial support, but still my mother motivated me to carry on. So I want to give it back to her. So that was my purpose. Secondly, discipline. After getting into the preparation, motivation doesn't sustain your preparation. Motivation just helps to start the preparation. But to get a closure to your preparation, you should be disciplined. What to read, how much to read, when to read, and whom to ask help. These are the few things which you need to inculcate in your preparation schedule. And third important value is honesty. Honesty is being true to yourself. You should be critical of yourself. If you're lacking in something, be true to yourself. This is where I'm lacking. This is where I should improve. So don't be dishonest to yourself. There are few of my friends, aspirants, who they don't judge themselves. They think that okay, whatever I'm doing is correct. So you should come out of that mindset by imbibing this value of honesty. Only when you're honest to yourself, then you'll progress in your life. So these three things I think helped me to secure this rank. Okay, I'll take some other specific questions during the further in the next session. So thank you all and all the best for your preparation.
So, considering the preparation part, sir. So from the beginning perspective, I'll ask this question. Sir, how to make the NCERT notes? NCERT notes. Is it NCERT necessary for the preparation? Those who doesn't read about it, and how to make the notes? Can you please tell about us?
Okay, the question is about NCERTs, its relevance, and how to use it. How to use the knowledge from NCERTs. So before, am I audible, right? Yeah. Okay. So even before starting, I did my foundation course in online. So before starting the online course itself, I started to read NCERTs. For polity, there are 2 NCERTs which you need to read. For society, there are few NCERTs. Geography, there are NCERTs. So for me, if you are comfortable with social sciences, I would suggest you to start with class 11 and 12 NCERTs. You need not go too back. So that is the first step you need to understand, like what NCERTs you need to read. Secondly, whether to make notes out of it or not. Personally, I feel that making notes out of NCERT is not very helpful. For me, NCERTs are like beginning stage of accumulating knowledge. More importance of NCERTs is understanding, whether you are understanding the concepts or not. Because anyways, you will learn more about those specific topics through self-study or through some coaching material or through some classes. Then you can make notes. So I personally suggest people to read NCERTs twice or thrice to get the flavor of the subject rather than making notes out of it. So thirdly, revise, just don't make too much notes of NCERTs. If you want, you can make specific examples or maybe quotations like that you can take from NCERTs and integrate them with your mains, like main notes which you prepare while after listening to some class or after reading some coaching material. You will prepare some notes, right? Then integrate your NCERT understanding in that main notes. So I don't suggest to make notes directly out of NCERTs.
Thank you, sir. And about current affairs, sir. We have so much in the market. It will be available. Current affairs, notes, magazines, everything. So how you did prepare, and can you tell us about current affairs? How to structure the current affairs, make the notes, and can we rely on the magazine part or something?
See, I think there are some doubts in the preparation where there is no one right answer. For this particular question, I might tell one perspective which worked for me. Like other toppers will have their own strategy. So I would request ma'am to ask the same question to all 3 of us so that we'll get 4 different perspectives. So here I'll tell my take on current affairs. So I feel current affairs are very important, which differentiate our mains answers from others. So for that, current affairs includes newspapers also. But newspapers are such kind of resources where we are not reading for direct knowledge or to make notes out of newspapers. We are reading newspapers firstly to ensure that we are in tune with the current happenings, and secondly to develop our soft skills part, our reading part, our understanding part. So reading an article of some 1000 words will make us think more analytically, and thirdly collecting some examples or some quotations or case studies. So these are the 3 purposes of newspaper for me. So whenever I read a newspaper and I feel some part is very important, I used to integrate that particular content into my main class notes. So I didn't maintain separate current affairs notes. So that is regarding the newspaper. And coming to the proper current affairs, way to study it. So definitely this exam demands us to read some kind of coaching material or some kind of ready-made material for either prelims or for mains. So there are many coaching institutes which are providing such kind of content. So explore all of them and see whichever you find is more appealing. Okay, so I found Forum IAS Epic monthly magazine to be my cup of tea. They're very crisp, very short. It's not like other institutes which are doing they're dumping more information, I felt. So Forum Epic magazine, for me, I found it relevant. So I used to read that material and I used to write important points in my class notes itself. And you'll get more doubts while doing this process, because sometimes you feel that every line which you are reading is important. So how to make that notes? So what I felt was, whatever will be important majorly, only that I'll make notes. Remaining else I'll not make notes, and I'll just revise the same material 2 times. So whatever current affairs I'm reading, I'll revise it for at least 2 times. And out of them, maybe some 20% of content which I feel is very important, that I'll integrate it my main class notes. This was my approach to current affairs, but for both prelims and mains. And regarding the newspaper, so I think others can answer.
So good morning everyone. My name is Sai Krishna. So I'm from Nellore, Andhra Pradesh. So this has been my 6th attempt in this examination, and my option was mathematics. I worked as a software engineer in SAP Labs, Bengaluru itself, and I started my preparation while working, and for 2 years I did my preparation along with the job. So if anyone who has been a working professional, maybe if you have some queries, I will try to answer some of them. And post that I cleared 5 prelims, and last year I secured Indian Forest Service All India rank 109, and this year I was able to secure 577 rank in civil services. And any questions?
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, can you teach us a revision strategy, like how many revisions are ideally enough, and what should be the duration between 2 revisions?
Yeah. So, practically speaking, there is no ideal number of revisions. It's about your subject comfort and your capability. So, say you are very comfortable with polity, you can do with 2 or 3 revisions only. But if you're not very comfortable with economy, I would advise 5 to 6 revisions. So, it depends on your comfort zone with the subject. So, you can make that, but at least 2 to 3 revisions is something which everyone should do. This one has to assess themselves, and what I would say is, this preparation is yours, completely yours. You have to assess your strengths and weaknesses, and then accordingly tweak whatever suggestion you receive from people respectively. So if you are very good at that subject, if you are very comfortable, if you are able to retain, so maybe 2 to 3 revisions, and if you are finding it difficult, I would say more. So based on your comfort and the gap between revisions, so if you are doing revision say today, so it would be better if you make another revision within a month, because the longer the gap is, the retention of information will be very less, and you will find it as a new subject whenever you read it again. So if you are able to revise within next 3 to 4 weeks, it will make your life easier. So I would say 3 to 4 weeks time, you can plan another revision for the subject. Then that time period, it can be, even though if it is increased, it will be fine, because you will have majority of the content concepts will be retained in your mind. So, and it will be easy for you to revise further. So, okay. So regarding my strategy, so since my optional being mathematics, if anyone with any science optional here, like chemistry, physics, so it's a little bit different from people with humanities as an optional. So here majority of our time is dedicated towards preparation of optional itself, about 60% of our time. So this makes, here we have to find some smart ways to cover your GS preparation, answer writing, so and note making. So try to, if there are avenues where you can cut your time, look for some shortcuts, but not it should not compromise your understanding of the subjects and basics. For the basics, you have to invest adequate time, like understanding the subject, economy, polity, security. Like preparing that base material is something where you have to invest all the time. But post that, while you are revising, while preparing your answer writing, practicing your answer, there you have to be little smart and cut short some of your some time, so that you can invest adequate time in the practice of mathematics and or physics, whatever the science optionals here, because the risk to reward ratio is very better with mathematics as an optional. So that's why we chose this way, and people secure rank accordingly. But there is a little compromise in your GS preparation but that is something we have to accept and deal with it. So that is one thing I used to do. And in this process, the mistake I had, unknowingly or unknowingly, I committed is less amount of time for answer writing. So if there is 4 hours left for me in a day to prepare for GS, if you ask me now, at least I would have practiced for 1 hour answer writing and 3 hours of studying. But at that time, the context switching between mathematics and GS has been very difficult, and it causes huge inertia in the mind itself. So that I used to study most of the times. Sometimes I used to write. So that is one thing I would say. To inculcate answer writing habit, even though it is only 2-3 answers also, it is fine. A person can improve over a period of time. Improvement won't happen overnight anyway. So if anyone have such optionals, so try to inculcate answer writing practice from the starting. This is for everyone, but people with science optionals won't have the time luxury. So that one, even though it's very short time, one should inculcate that. So I think I would.
Good morning, everybody. I think instead of addressing, we can take questions. The thing is, see, orientation civil services, if I can speak for probably 1.5 hours, but that is not the whole purpose. I think we can take some questions so that whatever doubts that you have, you can get. When it comes to the information or the approach to civil services, everything is already available on the internet. If you just type, you are just only one search away. I think I have only made some 5-6 videos on the YouTube on different platforms. You can just check, because it will be a repetition again, and we have other topics also, and we have constraints of time. But something that you should know is the exam is a 3-stage approach, and each stage is different. Okay, the prelims difference demands for a different version of yourself when it compared to the mains. Till you clear prelims, you feel that the prelims is the biggest hurdle, but once you clear prelims, you know that prelims is nothing when compared to mains. All the toppers are speaking about mains because all of them have cleared prelims on successive attempts, and they know that the prelims does not matter. But what I have seen is many of the students think that prelims is the greatest hurdle, but you just saw that they didn't mention much about prelims. They just said I have cleared prelims 5 times. Okay, like it is a cakewalk for them. Probably that is because when you look at the exam as an overall picture, what ultimately matters is your mains marks. Prelims clearing, not clearing, scoring 180 on CSAT does not matter, because it gives you only a eligibility test to write mains. The entire purpose of studying for prelims is it makes you eligible to write mains. That is the only purpose of prelims. Otherwise, it does not serve any purpose. Okay, and preparing for prelims, I think since most of you would have, whatever students that I interact will have this question, so I'll just talk a brief about it. I have written 2 prelims and I have cleared both. This was my second attempt with my Kannada optional. So I think since we didn't discuss prelims, I'll just talk about prelims. Okay, and I'll wind up to take up questions. So prelims is a very simple exam. The one beauty of one constant thing about prelims exam is it is inconsistent. Okay, that is one constant thing about it. The questions are random, they are unpredictable. So that is the only predictable thing in prelims. But I tell you, the first thing that one should prepare, the moment they come to Chandra Layout or any area, I think the first paper that they should always prepare is not polity or economy, is CSAT. First paper that somebody should prepare is CSAT. If you are scoring, say, above 100, okay, then you are good to go. You should do 10 years CSAT. If you are scoring consistently above 100, you are good to go. No, you don't have to take any coaching or anything. You just practice and go and write. Okay, that is because though exam, the marks that is required to clear CSAT is how much? 66. But in exam, your efficiency comes down by 25%. In the exam conditions, your efficiency reduces by 25%. So if you are scoring 100 on mock exam or in your reading room, you will score 75 in the exam condition. Okay, right. If you are not scoring that, then you should work on your CSAT. Because what I have seen is there are a lot of students who are scoring 100 plus on paper 1, but they are missing CSAT by 2 marks or 3 marks. What it happens is, it spoils your entire 1 year of attempt, irrespective of how good your mains preparation is. Okay, right. And then when it comes to general studies also, preparation is very simple, irrespective of how difficult the paper is. The 2 papers that you must focus is polity and economy, from where you can definitely expect questions, and from where your strike rate should be 80%. Okay, there are some papers where even if you do PhD, you may not be able to write well. Like for example, say art and culture, okay, medieval India, okay, ancient India. Okay, where irrespective, even if you study PhD, I've seen people reading some 500, 600 page book also. Okay, I've seen them reading for 6 months. They're reading art and culture for 6 months. Okay, and they think UPSC can be cracked in 1 year. Okay, so that is not how you should be approaching. You should know where to invest. There are some subjects where if you read basic, you can answer 50%, like say modern India. Okay, where if you see, it does not matter how much you read. Even if you read a basic book, you can write, say, you can make 3 out of 6 questions correct. Right? See, I think the only resource constraint that the students have is the resource of time. Okay, the one who know how to invest their time is the one who is going to, make it count in the end. Okay, it is actually you are running against time. The other mistake that individuals do is not planning an attempt. Like for example, they are not prepared for mains, but they still think of clearing the prelims. What happens is in my first attempt when I cleared prelims, I had no idea into mains. Okay, I had no idea. I had not written an essay. Okay, ethics I had read a bit, but I don't know that ethics case study would be 1 page. One entire page will be a question. That I had no idea. So I failed 2023 not because I lacked in knowledge or something. That is because mentally I was not prepared for the exam. Having the right mindset is also very important. And to tell you again, in 2024 when I have cleared now, which is my second attempt, this attempt I didn't study only when compared to 2023. 2023 whatever I had studied, I had made some notes here and there. In 2024 I cleared prelims because my 2023 prelims was very strong. Okay, so that is why they are able to clear 5 times, because they know the knack. They know that irrespective of which PT365 or which magazine you read, questions are not going to come from there. You read it from there because you have to satisfy your ego that you have not missed out on anything. They ultimately know economics concepts are going to come in hand, and reading between the lines of Lakshmikant is going to crack the exam. That they have understood. Okay, I think that is something that you should understand again. So in 2024 I was able to clear because I went with a very good mindset, because I knew that irrespective of how the paper comes, I will attempt all the questions. They had questions like say some twisters or something. I didn't know whether it is in the sky or in the ocean, but I knew that it is somewhere in the geography. I still wrote the 2.5 page answer. Okay, that is because not just me. I have talked to toppers also, not just students. All of them have done it. All of them have written. They have all attempted all 20 questions. Maybe 1 or 2 questions, they probably would have missed. In 2023, when I wrote my first mains, I don't know, coincidentally, I talked to people who used to leave questions. They also didn't clear. I also didn't clear. But now when I talk to people, most of them are writing, irrespective of whether they know, they don't know, they're writing. Okay, I think your highest preparation should be in this particular phase, whatever phase that you are in. If you are foundation batch student, then you carry on with the whatever course that is being done, because this is one of the institutes that helps students. Because in 2023, the institute has offered me a free mains test series I had taken from the institute that nobody provides, and the interview guidance program that they provide is the best in the country. Okay, so when I cleared, my friend had gone to the interview guidance program. He had cleared forest mains in 2023. So he talked about the guidance program a lot. So I was like, interview clear. I wanted to go to Hyderabad from LaExcellence. So the program is very beautiful. So whatever guidance they give, you take it. Since you have already paid the fees, don't bunk classes. That is what I have seen most students do. They come 2-3 months, they come, then they understand that they are masters of UPSC. Whatever that is taught in class. You must be knowing sir is very famous for current affairs. Okay, you have a lot of very resourceful faculty probably. That is why they are in the business. But students get this mindset that they are the masters of UPSC and they start bunking classes. Book Lakshmikant adano they can class book. That is what they think. Okay, so that mindset you should not have. See, why I tell this to students who are fresh is because UPSC is about the initial 1 or 2 years that you put. Okay. If initial years you spend in confusion and chaos, I'll tell you there is no chance that you will clear the exam. Or the only possibility to clear the exam is you leave the field, you go back, work 1 or 2 years outside, then again come back to the exam field with a different mindset. Okay, initial years if you are you're not understanding concepts, you're in chaos, then that is going to be disaster. So for freshers I tell, read slow, understand deeply, read between the lines, listen to the class carefully, revise, retrospect, make an effort to give the mock exam or the test, practice, know your weaknesses, work on them, and then you excel. Okay.